I do sometimes work on schools in Zoom. I just moved back here.
Anybody? So why are you here protesting Mr. Ratzinger then?
I'm protesting him because I think he's a socially damaging person. His views on contraception, abortion, homosexuality, all these things are bringing the world into the dark ages rather than forward. And I think it's an atrocious waste of money, an atrocious event, and I think all these people are wasting their time and their money.
How much is it costing us? It was 12 million, isn't it?
12 million quid, yeah.
Not including security. So probably going to be about 20 million, isn't it?
I don't know. I wouldn't want to guess, but that's what I hear. I hear 10 or 12 million quid. And like everyone here, you know, they pay 25 quid each for their ticket. And the Catholic Church has been making money out of people for hundreds of years, and nothing seems to have changed. It's pretty depressing. So we're just here to let people know what we think.
Okay, cool. What about you?
I'd say, you know, because the 12 million quid's coming out of taxpayers' pocket at the end of the day, so I sort of feel like a obligation to be here and kind of say, you know, it feels like he's kind of invaded on this. You know, I live in Birmingham, and it's a bit, you know, the cover-up scandal, and reading recently about his policies on contraception in Africa, and, you know, essentially encouraging the spread of AIDS and HIV, and it sort of seems like there's no place for someone like that in Birmingham. There's no place for someone like that in here.
What about his Nazi past? Have you looked into that? Or?
I have looked into it, obviously, but I don't.
Morning.
I think it's always. I don't really want to start comparing because I don't really know. I haven't really read into much of what his things are at the moment. I know he did rehabilitate a Holocaust denier. So I mean that's I'd say so. It's still probably a bit present, you know. Yeah. So yeah, obviously that's something to think about as well. Yeah.
Cool.
Protest the Pope.
So, short and sweet, what's the message?
The message is that the Pope's policies are actively harming humanity. That's short and sweet.
That's very short and sweet. Why are you here?
We're here to give a voice to those Catholics who perhaps agree with some of what we say, but don't necessarily have the option to come out or don't want to ruffle feathers in their own church.
It's meant to be a bit of joy for thousands upon thousands of people, so what are you spreading that out?
I don't think we are. We've come at a time where most of the pilgrims are already inside. Hope they have a lovely day, it's brightened up a bit, and if they have a good time, great, but hopefully they'll be able to think about some of these issues. They probably already do.
Final question, to go back to the first one, just once again, just tell us, what is your message? Why are you here?
Well, the Pope's policies are actively harming humanity over issues of homosexuality, child abuse scandal, subjugation of women, and the use of abortion, that sort of thing. We want to make the voice that these are sensible policies that the UK has adopted, and the Vatican should also consider adopting them too.
Yesterday the Pope said he was sorry. Is that the end of it?
It's not, no. I'm calling for the Vatican to do an independent worldwide inquiry which would call on all the evidence to be brought forwards and any witnesses who want to testify about the abuse they've suffered to be able to have their voice.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Any good work that the Catholic Church does is always going to be tainted by the moral dogma that the Pope is propounding. He's failed to deal properly with the child abuse scandal, and in addition are the issues of family planning, prevention of AIDS, gay rights, subjugation of women and faith schools. The Pope is attempting to set back society, and in the process is making his followers look, at best, old-fashioned and at worst, complicit. As a state visit, we as taxpayers are paying for all of this. We are paying for this legacy of immoral activity within the church. Unlike the Church of England, which is progressive and forward-looking in its outlook, the Catholic Church and the Pope, as its head by comparison, is retrograde. They are trying to regress society back to an earlier, less tolerant time.
Check it out, might be following.
According to the most recent United Nations program on HIV/AIDS estimates, there are between 30 to 36 million people living with HIV. It is estimated that 14 million children have been orphaned as a result of the epidemic in sub-Saharan Africa. Since the beginning of the epidemic, 25 million people have died of HIV-related causes. In spite of the enormous number of fatalities, Pope Benedict's hostility towards the use of contraceptives has continued. Benedict opposes them on moral grounds, and from elsewhere in the church, untruthful statements concerning contraception are frequently made. These pronouncements directly impact on local populations and governmental policy. When speaking to journalists on the plane at the end of the 2009 tour of Africa, Benedict commented on the HIV/AIDS epidemic. He said, "It is a tragedy that cannot be overcome by money alone, that cannot be overcome through the distribution of condoms, which even aggravates the problems." This was later altered to read May on the Vatican website after protest. The Lancet responded in an editorial that the claims were outrageous and wildly inaccurate, adding, "By stating that condoms exacerbate the problem, the Pope has publicly distorted scientific evidence to promote Catholic doctrine." Science to support Catholic ideology is unclear.
Hey, get a line.
Right. Oh, nice man, intellectual kind of little comeback there.
I'll bring it and I'll take it home.
Get a line. Give me.
See, this is the...
Witty, mate, witty.
This is the intellect of language and law. I'm not sure he's a Catholic. Pilgrim pack.
Failed to protect children from abuse. Worse, church leaders have systematically shielded